Hello class, this is the week 11 video and actually the first of two videos, but what we are going to be doing in this one is kind of running down the assignments and the readings as per usual. There is another video that is going to be discussing the third and final major assignment for the semester, that being the autoethnography. Now, I know that you have just turned in your discourse community essay. I also know that Easter is next week. Some of you may celebrate, some of you may not. But just to give you a little bit of relief, there are really only two assignments that I'm having you focus on this week, and I've adjusted the due date so that you do get a little bit of a reprieve as far as turning in something on Tuesday. So you're going to be turning in things on Thursday of this week as well as on Sunday. So as I mentioned, I have you only completing a discussion board and journal entry this week. This is to give you some time to catch your breath as we prepare to enter the final weeks of the semester. The reading that you are doing is a little bit on the dense side. It's a little bit complicated. It is written by Sandra Giles. Sandra Giles has written something very important on reflective writing. It directly connects to the kind of essay that you are going to be writing the rest of this semester, the autoethnography. This reading is a little bit on the dense side, and it can be difficult. My hope is that the discussion post for the week is going to help you all work through some of the more challenging ideas of the semester. So the first in what Giles is discussing, the introduction does a really good job of illustrating what a reflecting writing piece is. She does a very good job of kind of describing what exactly she is doing. Giles spends the next few paragraphs reviewing her personal experience with reflective writing, both in asking her students to do it and then doing it herself. So there's a lot of personal narrative that is taking place in those next few paragraphs. The next section explains the assignment. You want to note how closely it matches our autoethnography one. It is not a one-for-one. It is not directly connected, but there are a lot of similarities between the assignment that Giles has given as well as the one that she gives to her students. The other thing that you want to do is to look at some of the student examples carefully and think about how you can express yourself in similar detail. Also, the things that Giles talks about. Intentions. What is intentions, or what are intentions? They are a crucial aspect of writing, and Giles does a great job of discussing this. Intentions are very similar to purpose. Why are you completing the piece of writing that you are? You want to have clear intentions for why you are doing so. And I think it is both easier and a little bit more complicated to think about this right now, because ultimately the reason that you are doing what you're doing is because you want a better grade. And I think that's totally understandable, and that is a perspective that I get. But you want to think perhaps a little bit beyond that. Like, what are your intentions and your purpose for writing? Again, look closely at the student examples that Giles highlights carefully. There's a lot of really great detail, a lot of really interesting detail, and as you are beginning to think about how you are going to write your autoethnography, you will use these kind of as a guide. She justifies why this assignment should exist and more professors should be asked to do this. She advocates and says that more professors should ask their students to reflect on the semester that was. She highlights the habit of reflective writing, sees it as beneficial for this class and beyond. And I'm going to talk a lot more about the autoethnography in the other video where I discuss the assignment sheet. But this reading is directly connected to it. So for the 11th discussion board, again, you need to reflect and respond to Sandra Giles' essay, Reflective Writing and the Revision Process. Giles has written one of the denser and more complicated pieces we've read this semester. She, in many ways, lays out some key concepts you'll need to keep in mind for the autoethnography in 200 to 250 words. Summarize the things you learned from this reading that will directly help you with the autoethnography. I believe everyone posting will help you all understand what is a complicated reading much better. Please post an initial post of 200 to 250 words in the discussion board by Thursday, April the 1st at 10 p.m. This is not an April Fool's joke. You want to post by that Thursday, April the 1st, not on Tuesday as per usual. Post your 2 responses of 100 to 150 words by Sunday, April the 4th at 10 p.m. This is the only assignment that you will have due by Sunday, April the 4th, is the 2 discussion board posts. Because again, I want your Easter weekends to be free and open as much as possible. So even the journal entries. So the journal entry, so plagiarism is one of the most important concepts in this class, although it does not necessarily relate to any of our assignments directly. So there is a reading on plagiarism that you are going to complete, and you are going to write a journal entry detailing your understanding of what it means to plagiarize. Also, feel free to ask any questions you have about plagiarism, and I will answer them in my feedback and my comments. As always, try to shoot for 3/4 to 1 full page. Now, here's the deal. I have had a number of incidents, plagiarism incidents in my 1010 classes. Usually when I teach in the spring, if I have any plagiarism problems, they come in the 1020 class. However, for this class and in both of my 1010s, I've had a number of issues with plagiarism. This assignment is not a response to that because I genuinely want people to have a good understanding of plagiarism before they go into 1020. However, I do see this as an important issue that needs to be discussed, and if you do have questions, I will be looking at these maybe a little bit more closely than I do in the past, because it's extremely important to me that everybody not only understands what plagiarism is, but also how to avoid doing it as well. Okay? So if you have any questions or any issues, please let me know. I know in week 10 I'm going to be out of commission for a little bit, but my hope is to be returning to normal, or at least relatively normal, as soon as possible. Also, over the course of this week, week 11, on March 30th, I will most likely be getting my 2nd vaccination shot. So there may be some issues there, but keep an eye on your emails and the announcements on eCourseWare for any issues that may come up. Okay, so that's pretty much it for today and this week. Have a good week, and be safe and be well.